Hi-oh.
We're live.
My mic is doing shit.
Hey, mama.
Here we go. It's a little better.
Never die.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
So Matthew, how prepared for this one are you?
Woo.
How much Bruce Willis have you seen?
Compared to Arnold and Sly.
As far as what?
Did you do research?
Yeah, as far as what? I mean,
Like research and
Watching?
I mean,
Have you seen Pulp
Bruce
Fiction?
Willis,
Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Willis, I've seen quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
I forget about Pulp Fiction.
then tell me how Sixth Sense ends.
Oh, shit.
Spoiler alert.
it turns out that dude in the hairpiece the whole time, that was Bruce Willis. Spoilies.
I see dead people.
Well,
There we go.
Yeah, just whenever Rob is ready.
We're live right
oh,
now,
we're doing.
man.
Okay,
We're doing
here
the
we
thing.
are. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome
Hey!
to episode 4, the Quattro of Play for Blood, the podcast where we talk about hard-hitting action stars and ask the hard-hitting questions like whatever happened to Lily Sobieski.
Weirdly, dude, super fucking weird you said that. I looked her up the other day.
That's so dumb.
She does art now and like she's a mom and
Oh, good for her.
yeah.
Cool.
Like so weird because literally last week I saw something with her in it on like Prime. I didn't watch it, but I was like, oh, I forgot about Lily Sobieski.
Was it the Glass House?
Probably.
It probably was.
Who the hell
Fuck,
are we
this is
talking
it.
She looks like
Who is
she's
this?
she's the girl that looks like she could be Helen Hunt's kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow, I
Helen
never thought
Hunt,
about
I'm
that.
following.
Okay. Speaking of, you guys gonna see Twisters?
Yes, I will.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Absolutely.
It
don't-
hits too close, man. The Midwest, it's all about Twisters.
But have you ever seen? Have you seen Twister?
I've seen the
Who the hell
original one.
hasn't?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what? And why? So why are you so?
Because apparently you're not supposed to take your wife to see it.
Oh yeah,
Twisters?
they will.
Why?
Apparently, they will just a dam will break in their panties.
Yeah. Apparently the
Because
guy,
of the tornadoes?
No,
No.
because of the guy who plays
Oh, the guy with like the narrow face.
Yeah,
the face. That's called muscular, not
No,
round.
no. His like no. Trust
no,
me.
he was in Top Gun Maverick. He was in that Netflix movie, The Hitman.
He looks like an aardvark. Like I'm not hating.
Rob, can you look up a name for us?
Yeah, let's see this.
I forget the guy. Glenn Powell. God damn it! Why do
Sure.
I always know
Glenn
this
Powell.
shit? His name's Glenn Powell.
I don't know.
Names,
I don't
faces.
have to worry about that. I showed him to Amy, and she was like, "No."
How do you
Yeah.
know? How do you know that was
Yeah,
true?
but how does
I mean,
Amy?
I don't.
But how does Amy feel about like 8-pack abs and the sex V?
Yeah.
I
In the camera.
I mean, she's
show.
married to you, but
right. So I mean, clearly she's not.
I
that
can say that
picky.
because my wife is married to me.
More of a keg.
She did ask me to put on a Ryan Gosling mask once while we were
I mean,
going at it, but
you know what? That's actually kind of strange that this movie came out and she put me on a diet.
Hey, you know what?
she also asked if I wanted to go to Oklahoma
Listen.
in the middle of storm season.
Hey,
I don't know if that was
what's
to
doing
chase
it now,
twisters or to try and
Hey.
kill me in a cornfield.
women can like Ryan Gosling all they want, but never forget that man.
He was a
an absolute-
goddamn liability at cornerback.
Yes, he was.
People forget that.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
He was in the Remember the Titans.
Yes, he
he
was.
was
Oh.
in Remember the Titans.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
And he was a
He was
fucking
very
liability.
country.
God damn.
He's the one
I
who's
didn't put this
he's
together.
the one who's singing and dancing
They're
to Buck
gonna
Owens.
put
yeah.
me in the movie.
He's the one who made Blue pissed off at his music taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
wow,
he's
that's
dancing
him.
to Buck Owens.
I
and
mean,
he's
I don't
like,
have
yeah.
to say it, but this one, right?
Oh my god. What is this show about again? Bruce Willis, I think
This
it
one,
was.
yeah, we're talking about
Bruce
Bruce
Willis.
Willis.
Bruce Willis.
We might as well get into it because this is going to be a long one. This man's got a lot.
Well, I feel like I was
of,
going to
I mean,
somehow connect Ryan Gosling to
filmography.
Joseph
You know what's
Gordon-Levitt.
crazy
Joseph
is he's got a
Gordon-Levitt
lot of
to-
movies and
to
I
Looper?
haven't seen
Yeah.
hardly any of them.
You really? You've seen Die Hard, right?
I
let's
watched it 2 weeks
jump
ago.
right into Die Hard because if anything, I mean that was like the first thing he started.
Now,
Yeah,
let
I
me
mean-
ask you this. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
No.
Talked about this on this episode, on this podcast, or on
We talked on the lost Christmas episode of Culture
The
Copia.
fucking lost. You know what? I got decently drunk. I don't remember what I said, but I feel like I'll defend the same position. To me, it is yes. I don't give a flying fuck what Bruce Willis says. It is a Christmas movie to me. It is a Christmas tradition in my household that we watch Die Hard around Christmas.
Well,
without Christmas, that movie doesn't happen because he's only in L.A. from New York because it's the Christmas party to see his estranged wife Holly. No Christmas party. No coming to see her and the kids. He's not in Nakatomi Plaza. They're not in Nakatomi Plaza after hours. Doesn't happen. Movie doesn't happen without Christmas.
But it wasn't Christmas.
It
was Christmas Eve.
But the plot
was it
itself,
Christmas Eve?
the plot itself was driven by what he's
watched
saying
it
is if the plot and the storyline is driven by the fact that it is Christmas, you should count that. Did Bruce Willis say that it was?
Yes, he is vehemently against it being a Christmas movie.
Well, he doesn't say anything about it now.
God damn it, motherfucker. He doesn't say anything anymore.
That was rough. I feel bad about that.
I feel bad about it too because you know it's coming soon. Like I hate to say it, but
we talked about this with
I guess you
Arnie
jump
then.
right into it now. We're here.
Well,
Bruce Willis's, unfortunate condition.
Val Kilmer is also pretty much nonverbal at this point too. So.
Really?
yeah, but that has more to do with the vocal cancer.
His is cancer.
Yeah,
This
Bruce
is-
Willis has a degenerative brain
dementia,
disease.
isn't it? It's a form of dementia.
It's some form of dementia.
It's very sad. I made a joke about it to make light of it. That's just my.
Yeah, I mean, just like I made the joke to you that I saw your dad the other day and he was looking ashy.
That's true.
So I've made
my.
my case for Christmas movie.
What do we say? So what do you say? You say no. Die Hard is.
I say
is not
no.
A Christmas movie?
mean, the only Christmassy part about it is the fact that he hops in on a fucking Christmas party.
Yeah,
He
but to Jim's point, if the Christmas party isn't happening, the whole story doesn't happen. The whole reason that Nakatomi is shut down for the day is because they're having a Christmas party, and that's the only reason that Hans Gruber can get in there.
Yeah.
Nate, what do you think? Well, you asked it, so I'll answer.
I mean, he
I'll
was
answer.
really
I'm
just
stirring the pot. I love the instigate, and that's why this is
me
the
personally.
conversation
I'm
at
about
the
to play
moment,
devil's
but,
advocate here. I think it's whatever you decide it is.
I'm actually, you know what? You're going to hate me for saying this. I'm cool with that, man.
It's if you say it is, then it is. If you say it isn't, then it isn't.
I feel
It's
like a
all
lot
to
of
you.
people, like I said, a lot of people, it's a Christmas tradition. You watch Die Hard. And obviously the sequels don't require Christmas, but that one specifically, Die Hard 1 does not happen without it being Christmas.
I mean, let me ask you this: why does fucking ABC's 25 Days of Christmas play the goddamn Harry Potter movies every year? Just because there's a Christmas scene in it? Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's not a Christmas movie.
No, it's not.
Christmas Vacation. That is a Christmas.
But like I
movie.
weirdly like
Doesn't
a
have
lot
to
of
have
people.
Christmas in the title.
I
though.
do
That's-
feel like a
vacation.
lot of people have tried to shoehorn. Like at least, is it the first or second Harry? It's specifically one of the Harry Potter movies. They've tried to shoehorn it into a Christmas.
It's probably the first one because
every Harry Potter movie has a scene.
It has
Yeah,
a Christmas
no,
scene,
but but one of them takes place like the main part of
the main hall is Christmas. That's in the first one.
Well, the
second
first one-
Yeah, it happens in all of them, but there's one of the first three, like the bulk of what happens in the movie or in the book.
it might be book then because the first one.
In the first one, I think it's what you're talking about because that's when he gets the invisibility cloak.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
one they make a big deal out of Christmas because he never had a proper Christmas because he lived under the
Oh,
stairs.
boo fucking boo.
Okay,
Honestly,
there
that
we
was
go.
a great room.
Anyway, Nate,
Under the stairs.
What do you think about Die Hard as a Christmas movie?
Not a Christmas movie.
Nah, he says not.
Nah.
You say
I
not.
mean, I can see where you'd watch it for Christmas, but it seems like a weak connection to me. It's like one thing, it happens on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but the whole movie doesn't happen without Christmas.
I understand that, but the rest of the tropes don't follow for that film. The rest of there's no candy canes, there's no Santa Claus.
There's candy canes.
There's
There's
none of this
trees.
shit is, it doesn't
Was
remind
there
me of
candy
a Christmas
canes? Because
film.
all I saw was the powder.
I mean, there's.
there's candy cane, all right.
It's the snow in that guy's nose.
Goddamn.
There's like
Hans,
There's a lot of
Bubby,
Christmas movies then.
I'm your white knight.
Yeah.
There's the Santa hat. Ho ho ho! I have a machine gun now.
Yeah.
all right, so maybe there's a few
Oh,
references
yeah,
sprinkled in.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me throw this at you, okay?
Okay.
Is Home Alone?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, of
100%.
course.
Okay, why?
It's all about Christmas.
Yeah, he
At
literally.
the end, it's literally.
Well, don't ask me or Jim because we're of the same belief that if Christmas spawns the
Take out
story.
Christmas and throw in Easter spring break. It'd be the same thing. Same movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the weather's
right.
different.
Now I'm confused as to
some of
where
his
you're going.
traps.
with it.
Well, but
Some of his traps wouldn't have worked had it been Easter.
also
Good point.
weird thing.
Because he used the Christmas tree
Also-
ornaments as a trap.
And also, you people forget this because the last time my wife and I watched Home Alone last Christmas, I had forgotten this little plot point. I'm like, why the fuck didn't this kid just call the police? They make a whole point of a winter storm knocked out the
Yeah.
phone
Power,
lines.
yeah.
And the parents called the police, and
Yeah.
then the police went and checked, and he was scared to answer the door. And
Yeah.
they explained it all up.
Okay, but Easter break, tornado, takes out the power lines.
Yeah, but then
Well,
you won't have the Christmas
Christmas doesn't
ornaments
necessarily drive
that he
that
uses as a
plot.
trap.
But it drives his motivation, his parents' motivation. The whole thing is like he doesn't want his family around for Christmas. He hates his family. Like Easter,
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are people that like really go ham for Easter, not just for the ham.
Yeah.
But no one goes ham for Easter or any other holiday like they do for Christmas.
I got a
Yeah.
question. What the fuck did his dad do for a living?
He was a mobster.
Afford to have 11 people go to freaking, what was it, Italy? France?
He was
Holy shit.
We'll leave behind the
See, I
giant
thought it was.
mansion.
See, I need to go verify this. Watch it again. I feel like they say the uncle in France paid for a lot of that, but I could be
Okay.
wrong about that.
I mean, I know his kids were there and
Yeah.
his kids were going, but I thought the dad paid for his whole family
See, I
to go
th- I-
and his sister and brother-in-law.
See, I think it's the brother because they're going to visit somebody in France.
the
The other brother, and I think the other brother's the one that paid for it. But again, that house in the Chicago suburbs, even in the '90s, would have been ridiculously fucking
yeah.
expensive. So
man.
Well, we'll
You know.
revisit that one when we actually do a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
good.
It was bound to happen.
Okay.
With the. That's why I wanted to bring up Die Hard first because I knew that's where it was.
well,
gonna
and
go.
Die Hard was his first starring film role.
I'm gonna say Die Hard 2 is not a Christmas movie,
It's not
I do have a question for
but
the
Die Hard with a Vengeance, I watch
takes
it
place in the middle of the summer.
every Easter.
I watch it every August.
So in Die Hard, why was he shoeless? Why didn't he not have his shoes on?
Because
The guy
because on the
airplane.
The airplane, the guy told him
yeah.
the thing, but
so
wasn't
what
his
happened?
Shoes there?
He took his shoes off. He's walking around clenching his feet fists,
And the carpet.
and then he hears the gunfire, runs for his gun, and then he has to change rooms
Yeah.
as they are clearing rooms.
Gotcha.
So he doesn't have time to grab his shoes. Yeah,
Gotcha.
You guys know that was based on a novel, right?
that is nothing like the movie
So
whatsoever.
so is Hudson Hawk.
True.
By the way, but yeah, no. Die Hard was like we said, his first starring role. Probably the first thing that people started seeing him in.
Well,
Honestly.
no, he was well known on TV for Taxi Driver, but part of the whole controversy with him being,
Moonlighting.
that's what it was,
Moonlighting.
Moonlighting. The controversy for him being cast as John McClane was, well, this guy's in a comedy show.
Yeah.
We're supposed to take him seriously as this hardened cop, and he
proved that
wrong place, wrong time cop.
Yeah.
That is also, and I will say this, my probably hands down my all-time favorite. I don't want to say favorite all-time action movie, but favorite old school action movie.
Oh, it's up there.
When we're talking your 80s and 90s action films, Die Hard is my favorite. I talked a lot about Arnold. I love Arnold. He's my favorite from that era, but Die Hard's my favorite for one very specific reason. You go watch any Sly or Arnold movie or Jean-Claude Van Damme movie from that era, they are all almost untouchable.
Yes.
Right? They might get a knife slash on the pectoral and laugh it off. John McClane is a regular dude who gets his shit kicked in. That man is beaten, battered, bruised.
Yeah, I was gonna say
at the end of that fucking
fist
movie.
to fist fight scene. He looked like he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
he's just cussing the guy out and throwing
Yeah,
punches.
he is not some unstoppable action hero. He's a New York beat cop.
He's talking mad smack too. He's
Yeah.
like, "I killed your fucking brother. I'll kill you too."
and I think that's why I love Bruce Willis so much.
Yes.
Even as an action star, or just an actor in general, but especially when it comes to the action films, because he is just like an average guy who you could very easily underestimate. You know what I mean? And he's not gonna completely just like he's not bulletproof. Like you know, except for an Unbreakable, but you know that's a whole different thing. But yeah, it's like you look at him and it's like, oh yeah, that could be like your dad or your uncle or anybody really.
I will
he kind of plays some of that too in Pulp Fiction. If we're gonna jump to that,
I will
absolutely.
say, when I watched it, like, have you ever watched like when you were a kid and you watched a movie and you got hyped?
Oh
like
yeah,
certain things. That movie brought back like I'm 33 years old. I'm watching that movie. I'm standing up. I'm sweating. I'm like I'm fucking hyped right now. And my wife is like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, "I'm hyped. Like this movie's great."
Come out
and then
to
she's
LA,
just like, "Oh my god, it's so
cocktails,
cheesy.
have
It's so
some
cheesy."
laughs.
Oh, look at this slow mo scene of this guy falling out the window. I'm just like, it's fucking awesome.
I mean, we got a touch on Hans. I mean, one of the greatest villains.
Yes.
You're the Gruber.
Yes.
Like,
Alan Rickman is just
hello, Alan
phenomenal.
Rickman.
Did with Harry Potter.
And,
Hello, Alan
that
Talk
Rickman.
about
This is
Slytherin.
Alan Rickman calling for Alan Rickman. Please don't forget to take out the trash. That scene where he falls out, and I'm sure a lot of people know this, but we are a podcast that we talk about movies, so little nuggets of information. That scene where he falls out of the window, they didn't tell him when they were going to release the cable that was going to drop him. So he's only, I forget what it was, but they had like an airbag under him. He was only like a floor up, but they just didn't tell him when they were going to release the cable. So that look of shock and surprise is 100% genuine and honest shock and surprise.
And it's 100% shit in his pants.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Call wardrobe. This is too real.
He fucked that suit up.
You guys ever see Look Who's Talking?
Yes.
And Look Who's Talking Too?
Yeah.
Yes.
I fucking love those movies.
Yes, I do.
I haven't watched those in probably 20 years.
I love
But my
those
brother and I,
movies.
as kids, absolutely love those movies.
Yes.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Isn't he in the second one? Isn't he one of the voices in the second one?
He's in the third one. He's the one that, of course, Bruce Willis is not in. It's the dog.
That's
the dog
right.
one.
He's the
Danny
dog.
DeVito's the dog?
It's him and Rhea
That's
Perlman.
right.
It's him and his wife.
Him and Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, are the dogs. Yeah, that's the.
Ba,
That's
ba, ba, ba.
I love
got
that
the
one.
kid from Seventh Heaven and
Yep.
fucking Angels in the not Angels in the Outfield, Angels in the End Zone.
I was going to say Angels in the Outfield is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Who? Connection. Looping it back around to Bruce
Looping.
Willis. Looper.
No,
We'll
Bruce,
get to that.
Bruce Willis is in the first two. Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking 2, and he's the voice of the
boy.
baby. Yeah, the little boy. It's a funny
Is it
concept.
Roseanne Barr is the sister in the second one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, funny about that, one thing I remember, I didn't even do my research for this, I just know this about this movie. So when you watch that and Kirstie Alley's pregnant at the end of the second one, the voice of the fetus was Joan Rivers.
Oh, shit.
But then I don't know if they were going to cast her or what like really fell into place there, but it just Roseanne happened to be the one that they actually cast in the second movie. But
So you said when
same
she's pregnant
character.
at the end of the first one.
In the
You
end
said
of the first one.
You said end of the second one. I was like end of the second one. They
at the end of the first one, that's what I meant.
Get your shit straight.
I'll just quit. So that was that, and that was pre Pulp Fiction. So Travolta and Willis were working together. Their first thing was not Pulp Fiction. It was
Look Who's
it was
Talking.
the hard-hitting action film. Look Who's Talking.
Is it Look Who's Talking too? Where it's been so long. The cabin, the snowy cabin.
That's the third one. With the
That's
dog.
all
That's the
dogs.
fucking third. Apparently, I liked the third one a lot.
The third one,
really
that was my
you
favorite.
really
Yeah.
liked Look Who's Talking Now.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Look Who's Talking Now. Ah, fuck.
Because then they have that like I think it's a dream. Like she dreams that John Travolta's character gets frozen.
Yeah.
And she goes and visits him in a
Well,
block of ice.
and that's the one where he's finally made it as like a big airline pilot, and so like he's gone all the time. She's convinced he's cheating.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming back.
You know,
to me a little
Travolta
bit.
really is a pilot in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that why? God rest his soul. His son's name was Jet.
Okay. Anyway,
Oh shit.
Rest his
That's-
soul.
Yeah,
Don't tell me
son died.
Travolta's dead.
No,
his son-
No, his son died.
His son
Yeah.
died some years ago.
Yeah.
And his son was
He-
not very old.
No,
His
no.
son was in his early 20s.
Yeah, Travolta.
I thought it was younger than that. I thought it was teens. Was it
Was it
20s?
teens?
I thought he was like 17.
Yeah, I thought it was like
Holy
17.
shit.
my
I
God.
thought he was in his
Whoa.
20s.
He
Yeah.
he befell some. Yeah, he had some tragedy.
Well, a lot of people say that's kind of when he kind of stepped away. Supposedly he still is in Scientology, but apparently when his son died, that was kind of when he stepped away
Yeah.
from Scientology. And
I think he kind of stepped away from everything.
He-
He
yeah, I was
wasn't
gonna say
really acting
because-
much.
that too, but
Yeah.
which, by the way, I know this episode is about Bruce Willis, but tying back to Bruce Willis, John Travolta now a lot of times does the bald Bruce Willis look.
Yes.
I gotta say he actually looks fucking great
he looks
bald.
great.
He does.
He looks. What is the? There's the movie in Paris where he's like a hitman or an assassin or
From
some
Paris
shit.
with Love.
From Paris with Love. He looks like a bad motherfucker with
Yeah.
a goatee and a bald head.
Yeah,
What's some? There's a movie with him where he's
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
no.
Swordfish.
Train movies.
It'd have been crazy if that
trying to
was it.
There's a movie where he's like a beat cop, and like he's older. He's got a mustache, and he's like basically getting ready to get out of the or like getting ready to be done with the force. Or his,
I know what the
his
fuck you're
job
talking
has
about. I
been bad.
cannot think of the name.
I don't know.
And he's basically supposed to escort this guy, and then there's basically a shootout on the bus.
Wait, are
and
you
stuff
talking
like
about John Travolta or
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce Willis. I was confused for a second. I was like,
Yeah,
that sounds
there
like the plot of a Bruce Willis movie.
That's 16 blocks.
16 Blocks.
that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm thinking Travolta this whole time, and I'm like, what are you talking? 16 blocks.
That's why for a second I was
But
like,
that's
wow,
what-
Bruce
but-
Willis was in that exact same movie.
But I mean, like whenever I think of John Travolta when he was like had short hair, that's what I thought about, because with Bruce Willis, he had, I don't know, it couldn't have been his real fucking hair, but in that movie, it's like,
I don't
They
know.
look a lot alike.
I don't think he's had real hair since Die Hard 2.
Yeah, that's valid.
Was that his real hair in The Fifth Element?
Absolutely.
That bleach blonde.
100%.
Incidentally, probably my favorite Bruce Willis. Let's do
That's
this.
a good
Let's.
one.
What
Okay, yeah, we
was
do
the
this every episode.
what
We
was
haven't done it.
What was the first thing you saw Bruce Willis?
Die Hard.
Had to have been Die Hard.
Had to
right?
have been Die Hard.
That probably was mine too.
Yeah.
I think it was.
That's one of those weird, and we talked about this, Arnold or Sly. Like, that's one of those weird rated R movies that, like, my dad was cool with showing me before I was allowed to watch most other
Did you watch it
R-rated-
around Christmas?
No, we watched, the first time I ever saw it was in Hilton Head in South Carolina.
Okay.
With my cousins. Like, we used to rent movies every night while the
Cool
parents
as
went
the
out and get
Cool. Were you wearing
July.
Sperry's?
Yeah.
Sperry's.
Yeah.
Sperry ever wants to sponsor me, feel free.
What about you?
Mine was Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
That was literally the first movie I ever seen him in, was Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Nate.
It was Pulp Fiction when he was playing the boxer character, and I remember specifically that Marcellus Wallace was talking to him, and he's like, pride's a motherfucker. And he's just sitting there listening to Marcellus Wallace, like, grill him in Pulp Fiction. Like, I think I've seen Die Hard before that, but that he really popped out in that movie to me.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the thing. So, yeah, Pulp Fiction. I'm going to go with that.
Do you guys have a favorite?
Pulp
Favorite
Fiction.
Bruce Willis?
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. When he's wearing the sign.
Fifth Element's pretty good, too,
Yeah.
but
So
I'm going to go with
they
Pulp
put the
Fiction.
sign on him.
That's why it's my favorite movie.
First movie I saw him in was either Die Hard, I can't remember, but it's Die Hard or The Last Boy Scout.
The Last Boy
Last
Scout.
Boy Scout.
The Last Boy Scout. is
You
a
want to
good one.
talk about a hard opening to a movie? Does anybody remember The Last Boy Scout?
Dude,
Never
I
seen
can't
it.
tell you the last time I watched.
Okay,
The
do
Last
you
Boy
remember?
Scout.
So you don't remember the opening?
I don't think I do. If you say it, it might jog my
First off,
memory.
he's got
but-
like
It's a
80
football game, it's
fucking...
raining.
Yes,
movie?
football game. It
Oh,
is raining.
okay, yes.
And the dude is in arrears to a bunch
Yes.
of a bunch of bookies.
Yeah.
So he needs to score this touchdown. So as he's running down the field, reaches in his sock, pulls out a revolver,
Yep.
and just starts shooting fucking
God, yes.
linebackers.
Yes.
And then makes it to the end zone, scores the touchdown, and fucking kills himself.
Yep, I do.
And
Yeah.
You want to talk about a hard open on a movie?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. God.
Holy
More
shit.
memorable for me on The Last Boy Scout is where he's like, "Fucking touch me again, I'll kill you,"
Touch me. Yeah.
and he goes like that.
Yeah,
And
right
I
up.
was, for like the longest time, I was afraid that if I ever got into a fight,
That somebody was gonna.
You know what?
sure.
That's like a 90s action movie like fight move
Yeah.
that my brother and I always thought was like before Kill Bill, that was like the 5-finger death punch that we like.
Yeah.
Because all these movies show that if you did that to somebody's nose, it instantly killed them.
Yeah.
Like, and in our brains, now if you ever see a skeleton, this is all actually cartilage, right?
Yeah.
But in our brains as kids, we're like, yeah, that shoves the bone straight up into your brain and fucking kills you instantly.
Right.
So that's why we don't do that move when we're fighting.
Yeah.
That's why.
My brother
That's
and I had
why.
that rule
That's why.
too. We didn't do that. That was cut off.
So
It was the nose jab and the sternum punch was just like off limits.
Yeah, because movies taught you those were like fucking deadly. And on top of that, we didn't talk about it with Arnold, but like I also thought my entire life until honestly not that long ago, I watched a YouTube video where a guy that was like former Delta Force talked about it, that like this move does not just break a guy's neck and kill him instantly.
Yeah. No.
I was like, oh, I always thought it was super easy to
just snap a
You
neck.
just like open a bottle of Coke.
So your favorite Bruce Willis film is Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Yes, the dynamic. First of all, it's a Die Hard movie.
Yeah. Him and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, him and Samuel L. Jackson is just one of my favorite dynamics in any action film.
That is easily that's the second best Die Hard movie.
Yeah, and then Jeremy Irons
Yeah.
is I love Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons. I love him as Scar.
So is that's the third one?
That's the third
Yeah.
one. Everyone after that one is not really worth watching.
Like I told him.
Although I
Was
do
it-
like Timothy Olyphant.
Wasn't Live Free or Die Hard the highest grossing Die
Probably.
Hard? I think it was.
That was the fourth one, right?
That was the
That's
fourth
with
one.
him and
So-
Justin Long.
and
That's
see-
the one I saw, and I was just like, I did not know it was a Die Hard movie. And I remember I saw it. I don't even remember.
Die Hard is
who I
in
went
the
and saw it.
title.
Yeah, but
No,
but
it
to
was-
but
it
to
was
be
Live
fair,
Free,
Live Free or Die Hard.
yeah, to be
Yeah.
fair,
So
if you somehow are retarded and don't know that
Well,
it's a Die Hard
There
movie,
you go.
Yeah, that would make sense.
then I'll be fair that if you just see the title Live Free or Die Hard, you're going to be like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
movie called Live Free or Die Hard,
Yeah.
not a sequel
No,
to
it's-
3 previous
it's
Die
fair.
Hard films.
Yeah, because I watched it for long because he's my favorite porno.
Yeah, Nate, what is your favorite
Porno?
No, your favorite Bruce Willis movie?
Oh, Bruce Willis movie. Yeah. So Pulp Fiction was really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pulp Fiction.
It's gotta be
but
up there,
Fifth
yeah.
Element was actually really good. I saw that in cinema.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pulled into that one. Not only for
Chicken.
Bruce Willis though.
Chicken good.
Oh man. Yeah.
Chris Tucker?
Chris-
And then
Yeah.
Casey
Hilarious.
That
What are
was
you
not
talking
Chris
about?
Tucker.
No, I
Chris
know.
Tucker's
But
hilarious side though. Like Chris Tucker
First
cracks
of
me
all,
up.
where I
Man.
went.
That's one of my
First
favorite
off-
actors.
He got to go in with a katana.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Oh my God! Have you guys ever
Oh, and
seen?
weirdly, Nate's favorite porno is One Night in Paris, which I didn't know anybody actually watched for porn, but
Have you guys
he's a big
ever?
fan of Night Vision.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Death Becomes Her
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and
I don't watch female-driven films.
So I bet you don't.
Well, unless it's off of the website
Dude,
We Live Together.
So Bruce Willis plays which one? Rob, you seem to remember it almost as well as I do. Which one was his wife? Was it Meryl Streep
I thought it was Goldie.
or Goldie Hawn? Was his wife, but then he was in love with Meryl Streep. I don't know. He's it's like a quirky comedy, and he's like he's like an inventor, scientist. Yeah, he's in the middle of this love triangle. He comes up with like this serum to where like you can never die, right? And so one of them, I wish I could remember which one. So it's Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn. One's the wife, one's the mistress. And the wife tries to kill the mistress, and she doesn't die because she takes the serum. So then the wife takes the serum, and they're trying to kill each other this whole movie. I distinctly remember watching this as a kid. I think with my mom, maybe my dad too, but my mom really liked it. And there's like even a scene where I think he tries to like chop one of their heads off, and the head just rolls down the hill, and she just puts it back on. These women cannot die. You know, they're trying to kill each other, and then they're trying to kill him. It's pretty fun. It's all like quirky though. It's all like tongue in cheek.
I mean, it sounds like a film I would enjoy.
It's a good. Honestly, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, and how it ends is he
Spoilies.
dies. Yeah, spoilers.
Spoilies.
It came out in 1992.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, well, I was only 3 then, so
I was one.
They're at Bruce Willis's funeral.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're walking away
Yeah.
from it, and they trip and fall.
And their like heads fall off. So basically,
And
their
they just
bodies,
shatter, like,
their bodies are
jeez.
decaying,
Yeah.
like
They're still
normal,
alive,
but they're still alive.
so
So
they have to put them on this makeup.
yeah, so like their bodies are decaying as if they were dead, but their brains are still alive, their nervous system's still alive. But like the end, they like he said, they have to put on all this makeup to be like, no, we're not dead, we're live people. It's a very silly movie, but a very good one. Not driven by Bruce Willis, but he does co-star in it, so it's definitely.
Okay.
So my favorite is probably going to be Fifth Element.
So Rob's is Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, yeah, we've got a few
Like
votes for that
the
one.
Jackal, close second.
Ooh, you know what? I'm actually gonna second that motion. The Jackal, great cameo scene with Jack Black as well. The Jackal is such a good fucking movie. Have you guys seen Jackal?
It's been a very long time.
So Bruce Willis is. You want to bring up the synopsis real quick, but essentially Bruce Willis is an assassin, and known as the Jackal. He's got like no fingerprints. It's
Got Richard Gere in it.
Richard Gere. You know he had a hamster up his butthole once.
That sounds amazing.
that was a
South Park.
gerbil.
That's what it was. It was a gerbil.
I don't know if it makes a difference,
No.
but I thought it was.
So he was a
gerbil.
Mr. Slave.
But there's a scene where he gets this like very advanced for the 90s, by the way. But he gets this like remote controlled sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And Jack Black is the arms dealer selling it to him. And so he's like, he's trying to shoot these melons or whatever, and he's like, oh, it's off. And Jack Black's like, no way, man, no way, it's not. No, I'm telling you. So he's like, he tells Jack Black to start running. And he pulls out a gun. He's like, I'm not fucking kidding. Start running.
Yeah.
So Jack Black is fucking running through he like runs through a river and his pants are falling down. Tells him to stop. He tells Jack Black to hold out his pack of cigarettes. And he shoots at the cigarettes and it blows Jack Black's arm off. And Bruce Willis just goes, I told you it was off. And then he just fucking unleashes and just mows him down and rips him apart.
Jack Black, when you look at his... Dude, we could almost do a Jack Black episode for...
His cameo,
His cameos in
action
like
movies.
action flicks are insane, dude. Like, he shows up in, like,
Demolition
Enemy of
Man.
the State.
He was in Waterworld?
Tropic
Yes.
Thunder.
Yes.
Tropic Thunder.
Main
Yeah.
character though.
There's another one I'm thinking of.
Waterworld, he's the pilot
Oh, shit.
when they're flying around.
There's
he's-
another one I'm thinking of here though. That
Dude, I just saw Enemy of the State the other day.
Enemy of the State. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of.
Dude, I forgot how insane the cast is of Enemy of the
Insane
State.
cast, and despite the dated technology, still relevant.
Dude, it's a dope movie. And we'll probably do like a Will Smith
Which we will.
episode. So,
But being that we're an action movie podcast, I have to say I watched Bad Boys Ride or Die, the newest one.
Yeah.
My wife was at the Muni. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to rent myself a movie, put the backlights on the TV, get the sound system up.
yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
What'd she see at the Muni?
She saw The Waitress.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So I watched Bad Boys Ride or Die. And I will say, other than the second one is good and corny. I kind of like this Ride or Die one the best. It just, I don't know, man. The whole end action sequence is fucking fantastic.
Does that make 4 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of drone shots that could come off corny in some movies if not done right. They are done right in this movie, and I'm like, ooh, I like this new cinematography using drones. Like, did any of you guys ever see Ambulance, the Michael Bay movie with
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
His use of drones in that.
Yeah.
Well done. They do it again in Bad Boys Ride or Die. And it again, well fucking done. I can imagine a lot of action movies trying to overuse it and it kind of becoming shitty.
Yeah.
They use it like 2 or 3 times in this Bad Boys movie and it's done so well that it's one of my new favorite like cinematography tricks.
Speaking of, you brought up Ambulance. That kind of got me thinking we should probably do like a director series.
Yeah.
For this, but yeah, we'll stick with actors for now.
I mean,
but-
Michael Bay. If you want to talk about some
Michael
of the
Bay.
greatest explosions in Hollywood history.
Yeah, I knew Rob was going to bring up the Jackal too, which is funny. But we kind of skipped over a few things. 12 Monkeys is one of them. If you guys have ever
12
seen that
Monkeys.
movie.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Twisted.
It was kind of a twisted flick, but what's that?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt
one, right?
does such a good job
Yeah.
of playing an insane person in that
dude,
movie.
That whole movie is so good. Well, that's one of my favorites, but The Fifth Element is probably my favorite, and we glossed over that a bit too. Have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
No.
No? Oh my god,
No,
dude.
no.
That's
When I opened up the list of Bruce Willis's movies,
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't have time to watch all these fucking
well, that's why I
action
said I knew this
movies.
was gonna be.
So I was like, all right, I'll watch the first Die Hard, since for some reason I watched the fourth one.
Who is he playing across from in The Fifth Element? Who is
that was
the main
Gary
actress?
Oldman.
and Mila Jokovic.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say who's
Jokovic.
I thought you were
My
gonna.
God, I had a
but
crush on
doesn't
Mila
it- yeah,
Jokovic when that movie
I
came
think
out.
we all
Holy
did.
shit, dude.
But it doesn't have like a young
Orange
Chris
hair and
Tucker
all
in it?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker's in it. He's fucking
Chris
hilarious.
Tucker is hilarious.
He's hilarious in that movie. I thought you were gonna say it was the main antagonist was Gary Oldman, and that had to be the first thing I saw Gary Oldman in.
Okay.
But I don't think I recognized him as like I had probably seen him in something else afterwards and didn't know that was the same guy because his look is so fucked up in that movie, and but I mean he's so great in that too, just like playing that kind of like it's such a strange character because he could have done it very like sinister,
Yeah.
and it almost wouldn't have had the same effect as like being this like loudmouth kind of southern guy, like he had that weird like it was so strange, kind of like a Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart character.
So not to backtrack too far, but real quick, your quick synopsis of the Jackal.
Yeah.
An imprisoned IRA fighter, Richard Gere, is freed to help stop a brutal, seemingly faceless assassin from completing his next job of assassinating the FBI deputy director. Which Richard Gere has played an IRA fighter in more than one film. Blown Away? Or is he the FBI agent in Blown Away?
Blown Away was Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay, what's the one I'm thinking of? Because there's one with Richard Gere.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't follow Richard Gere's career.
I don't either. But there was when we talk about like films that were made, like the Armageddon and Deep Impact. This is one of those things like around the same time there were like very similar bomb movies.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What were the movies with him and Matthew Perry?
Oh, The Whole 9 Yards,
Whole 9
10
yards and The Whole 10 Yards. Great fucking movies.
Great fucking
What's
movies.
her name's titties in that one?
Amanda Peet.
Amanda Peet. Yeah.
We're talking about titties.
Titties.
We gotta stop. Wait.
Amanda
right, we're gonna
Peet
watch
hangs.
this movie now.
She hangs out the window. You haven't seen that?
I haven't seen any of them.
That's like part of their plan. is
Jimmy
like
the Tulip Tedeschi.
Yep.
He's a mobster, right?
Yeah, Jimmy the Tulip.
He's like a mobster hitman.
yeah, he's the hitman.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Yeah.
Amanda Peet is like she's like a wannabe hitman, and she's
Well,
like
in the first
obsessed
film,
with,
first film, she's just Matthew Perry's assistant that like
Yeah.
is enthralled by the idea of the
That's
hitman.
true.
And then in the second one is where
That's
she's
where
like
She
trying.
was hired by his wife.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
She didn't kill him because she liked him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That I've told you one, like there's a scene in The Whole 10 Yards, the sequel, that my buddy and I will randomly fucking quote all the time.
Yeah.
Was it in a hot tub?
No. It's Bruce Willis and Matthew Perry are in. So part of the whole thing is that he's a hitman, but he's got like, especially in the second one, is
this when they're at the hotel?
yeah, but especially in the second one, he's got like some mental issues where like
Yeah.
he feels feelings of inadequacy and all this. So they go to a bar and they get drunk.
Yeah.
And they stack these glasses up into a pyramid. And out of nowhere, Bruce Willis just gets upset. He goes, "What is this?" And Matthew Perry's like, "Well, that's what we've created over the last few years. I don't like it. It's upsetting me." And he just gets up, he backs away, and then he just bulldozes it. Like, jumps through this pyramid of glasses. And I don't know why, but like, my buddy and I will just be out drinking, and somebody will be like, "What is this? I don't like it. It upsets me." And then the next morning, he wakes up, and Matthew Perry's like, "Why does my ass hurt?" He's like, "He fell down the stairs." Matthew Perry looks around. There are no stairs.
They're at a motel, like a one level.
Shit.
Do you know that Bruce Willis has an album?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he's a blues guy.
Yeah.
Dog Star
Hopefully
is
that wasn't
Keanu.
a trivia question.
So there is a trivia question involved in that, but I won't. I won't answer that. But no, he does. He has a couple albums actually.
Yeah, he's a blues guy, right?
The Return of Bruno. Yeah, so he did like a lot of like older. It was like it was an album of like covers of like old blues songs and stuff. He plays the harmonica too. But yeah, he sings.
He was in Bette Midler's Under the Boardwalk.
Yeah, he's Under the Boardwalk. Of course, The Sixth Sense. You guys have seen that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that was his first film with M. Night Shyamalan. And then, of course, he did Unbreakable,
which was amazing.
And then later on, shows up at the end of Split, and then he's in Glass. Which I loved all of those. But The Sixth Sense, I remember seeing that when I was a kid. I remember going to the theater. And yeah, dude, that ending, like, as an adult enough is like, whoa, damn, didn't see that. But like when you're a kid and you say like, oh shit, like I had no idea that would even be an option as far as like what was gonna happen.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, Donnie was in that. From New Kids on the
Block. in his tighty whities.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sadly enough, when I saw The Sixth Sense, I knew immediately because he gets shot in the very beginning of it.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to him taking care of this kid, and the kid tells him he's like, right when that kid says, "I see dead people," I was like, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, how old were you when you saw it? Like, did you see it when it came out?
What year did it come out? Yeah.
99?
99.
So 99, I was 8.
And you put that together?
Well, yeah, because I was
Go fuck yourself.
Because that's the first time I'm like, why aren't they talking about him getting shot?
Yeah.
And then that kid said, "I see dead people." I was like, he's dead.
You were thinking too much about it.
I was
still
throughout that whole movie, I was still worried about him being shot.
Yeah,
they scrolled over it like it was nothing.
I was 10 years old, and I did not put that together.
Yeah.
I remember having that oh shit moment as a kid when like he drops the ring and all of a sudden he realizes and all it.
Yeah.
And all these things, he starts putting it together himself. And
well, there was always something like with the color red.
Yeah.
In that movie too, that was like fucking him up. You know, you're talking about when you were a kid. Speaking of a kid, have you guys seen The Kid?
No, I'm familiar with it, but I never saw it.
With him and was it Spencer Breslin? Is that the kid's name?
Yes.
Yeah. Where he plays that kid plays him from the past, and he shows up during the present to like help him through like some
to kill
mental
him, right?
issues and stuff that he's no, he doesn't try to kill him.
Oh, sorry, that's another movie where another movie where a kid version of himself comes back.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. No, this is a Disney like a lighthearted family movie, so but it's a good one. If you guys haven't watched it, check it out.
So he goes back in time and helps himself.
Yeah, he's got to go. So the kid shows up. The kid shows up from the past first.
Oh.
To try to help him, and then they end up having to go back in time. And there's no explanation too. Is like there's no like not even like a quick like I made a time machine out of this DeLorean. Like there's no exposition as to like how are we gonna travel through time. It's just like magic. Like the kid just shows up, and then when he like accepts that I have to go back and help my kid version of me now, they just drive through a tunnel and then like end up in the past. There's like nothing at all like scientific about it. It's just like, oh look, we're in the past now.
Well, have you seen the movie About Time, which has nothing to do with Bruce Willis?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's so it's basically like this kid. He like when he turns 18, his dad basically tells him like our family, the men in our family had this gift where we can go back in time, but it's only in our lifespan. What? And so the secret is you have to go into a dark space, close your eyes and grip your fist, and you think about the time you want to go back to, and it takes them back there. And
that's a wild concept.
And it is basically like he's like changing, like he's trying to change things, but then he finds out that things change when he goes back,
like a butterfly effect,
but not as bad.
Yeah.
So like for instance, his sister's like really bad into alcohol and drugs and stuff, and she gets into a car accident. Well, and the reason being because she's dating this shitty guy. Well, he goes back in time to when she would have met him at a party, and she stops it, and then when he goes back, come to find out,
what is this called?
About
Time. No, I never saw that.
It's got the I'm so bad with names. The Notebook, the girl in the Notebook,
Rachel McAdams.
Yes, she's the main character.
Okay.
The girl that he falls in love with. But so he goes back in time, and after trying to help his sister out, well, his daughter, he has a daughter, it's a boy now, and it's a whole different kid. So he has to go back. He has to go back and let that happen. And his sister gets into the accident, and then they basically just have to work. He's just got to work it out.
Why don't you just stop the accident?
His dad.
Jesus.
God, I'm trying to think.
Sounds like a movie full of plot holes and paradoxes.
Yeah.
So like an episode
It's
of
got
Flash or
so the
something where
dad
you get
in the
Flashpoint.
movie is like one of my favorite characters. He was in Underworld. He was the head vampire in Underworld.
Oh, fucking Sheen. No, not Sheen. Because he's the head werewolf. Bill Nye.
Oh, Bill Nye.
Yeah, Bill Nye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill. Yeah,
I was like, the science guy?
yeah, and he's the dad, and he's great in the movie. He's so good in the movie.
Bill Nye.
And basically, when the kid talked to him, he said, "So what do you do?" He goes, "I go back and I just read a bunch of books."
That was that was Davy Jones.
Davy Crockett.
Yes.
Yeah, he was Davy Jones. Yeah, he was great.
But we were talking about time travel. That's what it made me think of.
We are.
So I wanted to. I don't know if you're going to skip ahead of this, because right around the time of the kid, then Unbreakable. He makes a movie called Heartswar, which was a decent World War II movie. But there's a movie I want to touch on called Tears of the Sun.
Okay. Yeah.
So have you ever seen Tears of the Sun?
War movie, right?
Yeah, they're a SEAL team basically, but this is one of those, and I don't verify me on this, but I'm pretty sure the story was that basically that script was supposed to be Die Hard 4.
Okay.
He agreed to do Die Hard 4, but when they scrapped that script, part of his deal with agreeing to do another version of Die Hard 4, he wanted that script himself, and they turned it into...
So he could still make that movie.
Yeah, they turned it into that film where they basically go to South America as like some sort of SEAL team, and they're to rescue a couple of Americans that are no longer safe because of the warlord that's taken over the region. And the girl, Monica Bellucci, is the woman that they're there to save, and she's like insistent. She's like, I'm not fucking leaving without the villagers. So they now have to take like 30 villagers through the woods as these warlords are chasing them down. One of those movies that like I don't ever think about, but when I see it, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna watch that. It's a decent Bruce Willis film. Yeah. I'm a sucker for what you might call mil porn or military porn, like anything that is like.
He said porn.
We can't have an episode of Play for Blood without porn mentioned.
But evidently.
But like literally, dude, I'll watch any movie or show that involves it. Now, if it's shitty, I'm not going to revisit it or I'm not going to finish the show. Yeah. But I will try just about any show that involves like special forces or something like that. And I'll get all fucking weird and hyped about it. I'm like, fuck yeah. Fucking clear rooms.
Well, no, I haven't seen that, but that does sound actually really good.
Yeah, great.
No, I wasn't necessarily.
He was in the Rugrats.
Yes, so
he was in the
Spike.
He was in the Rugrats. He was in the Rugrats Go Wild, because that's
with the Wild Thornberries.
That's the one with the Wild Thornberries, and so the Rugrats meet the Wild Thornberries, and the one thing about Wild Thornberries is Eliza Thornberry can speak to animals, and so of course Spike the dog. Has to have a voice, so they were able
Bruce
to,
Willis because
they got
played
Bruce
a dog.
Willis to do the voice of Spike, which was great. We're getting to a point where we're gonna have to like start fast tracking through like all of his 2000s movies, I mean, Lucky Number 11, 16 Blocks, obviously.
No, you're skipping over Sin City.
Was that before Lucky Number 11?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Sin City. You're right. Yeah. Sin City, Alpha Dog, Lucky Number 11, 16 Blocks, Over the Hedge. He was in Grindhouse. He's done some things with Tarantino.
He has, but I do want to touch on Sin City.
Absolutely. No, we can for sure.
That is, So again, when we talk about like some of these, nobody made exactly like a copy of Sin City at the same time.
Yeah.
But that was very much this weird time where like comic book movies had come out, but they were straying really far from the comic books. Mm-hmm. And so then there was this wave of movies like 300, Sin City, The Spirit, which was actually fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But there was this string of films where they did like almost shot for shot or at least panel recreations of comic books. Yeah. And in my mind, as much as I love 300, it is not because of the movie. It's a bunch of reasons, but I have a fucking Spartan helmet tattooed on my arm.
Yes.
But for
300 is a boner city.
It is a boner city. Michael Fassbender, Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. But to me, the best done version of like a shot-for-shot or at least a panel recreation film has to be Sin City. I mean, the artistic direction they use in that, like the scenes where there's, like, they use white, the white for blood or something so that it just... What a beautiful fucking film. Especially for such a violent film. You rarely say, like, oh, what a beautifully shot film when something's that gory. But, I mean, that was so beautifully shot.
Yeah, well, the whole, like, noir...
It makes it work.
The whole
Jessica Alba, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Rosario Dawson's in there too.
Yes.
Rosario Dawson,
that's my
fantastic.
Did you guys
Love
ever
Rosario Dawson.
You guys ever see Surrogates?
Yes.
Well, that was pretty good.
I was gonna bring that up as well.
Yeah. Surrogates I actually really enjoyed.
Because to me, that is actually more socially relevant now than it was when it came out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we have headed even closer to that with... Luckily, like, the whole metaverse kind of died off. People buying fucking real estate online died. But we are getting to that point where, like...
Just have a bunch of avatars walking around and just staying in our home.
I don't know. I feel like
safer.
I feel like we're heading more towards idiocracy. Let's be
real. See, I think we'll head towards
Where's the Crocs?
I usually do wear Crocs.
So I think right now we're on a highway that is headed towards both. But at some point one is east and one is west. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be like a war. That decide like there's.
Can we not be on a highway? It makes me emotional.
If there's gonna be a great war, then we're headed towards idiocracy after. If we don't have that war, but other things happen, we're gonna be headed towards surrogates. Where
something darker.
Yeah. What is it darker?
How is idiocracy?
Maybe not.
What war would need to happen for idiocracy?
We're all the fucking smart. Like,
there's no war.
We're just breeding the.
We're just breeding the fucking
out.
stupid.
Yeah. What about Cop Out? You guys ever see Cop Out?
Yes, and I actually love that. I love Kevin Smith.
It was hilarious.
I know for a long time, he actually held a grudge against Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And said it was a terrible experience, and Bruce Willis was a huge dick.
Yeah.
But I love that movie.
Who hasn't he said is a fucking dick?
Yeah.
he hated half the staff for SNL.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
know anything about him and SNL.
Yeah, he really hated Jimmy Fallon.
I feel like a lot of people secretly hate Jimmy Fallon.
He hated Jimmy Fallon because he couldn't say a joke without Jimmy Fallon laughing, and they're supposed to,
Yeah.
Are you talking about? That's Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan.
Oh, Tracy Morgan. I'm sorry.
Oh, Kevin Smith. Oh,
we're talking about the director.
I'm talking about
we're talking about the director.
We're talking about Cop Out, and I'm like, wait a minute, that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Smith is the director, same guy that did Clerks and Mallrats and Chasing It. Yeah. Do you know the original title
of Cop Out?
Yeah.
No, I think I heard this before, but what was it?
Two Dicks.
It was Two Dicks.
It was Two Dicks.
Okay.
And the studio was like, I know you're playing on words here because they're detectives.
Yeah. Well, so Cop Out did not do well in the box office.
Not at all.
And so I think probably part of Kevin Smith's frustration just came from he spiraled after that.
Yeah.
Because that was when he got really heavy.
Yeah.
Got kicked off the airplane because he didn't fit in the seat. And that was a whole thing, and he got that just made him even more depressed, and so he probably lashed out.
And that was also one of his very few outside of Miramax studio films, and
the piano or the crying game.
Yeah. But he's made it very well known that he doesn't work well in the studio system.
Yeah,
and that was kind of like his last try at making a studio film, and he got savaged for it, which I don't understand the savaging. Like, was it a revolutionary comedy? No, but it was a funny, fun comedy. I enjoyed it.
I liked Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan working together, and then also throwing Sean William Scott in there, which seemed weird. I was like, are you gonna throw another guy in there? But then he was like, it just worked so well. Now it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, to this day, I do not fully understand why that film wasn't, again, not saying that it deserved high praise, but like why it didn't hit with people.
Yeah.
But not only that is, I bet when most people see Bruce Willis movies, they think it's going to just be hard.
Yeah.
And then you got two comedians that you're throwing in there, and they're just like, it's not the movie I thought.
Yeah, and I could see that.
I'm also going to say, like we know he's in Expendables. This is an unpopular opinion, but I liked Red better than Expendables.
Okay, I will actually
Retired Extremely Dangerous.
I'm not going to second that motion, but I will say
it's hilarious. Both of them were hilarious.
I like them for different reasons. Yeah. Red leans into the comedy and the absurdity of like these old people. And John Malkovich. I mean, my God, I know it's not Red, but give me his money. Give me his money.
Yeah, he's so good, dude.
In Expendables, he's only in the first two briefly.
Yeah.
Apparently, he asked for some ridiculous amount of money to be in the third for a day of shooting.
I think he was just done with it.
Yeah, which always upset me about those movies where it's like, have you not made your money? These movies are for the fans.
Yeah.
Can we not set our shit aside?
Okay, on that note, if there's anything else in the like mid to late 2000s you guys really want to touch on, we can, but
not particularly. They're two shitty Die Hard movies.
So many things, and
that was pretty good.
Four Rooms is very good. Yeah, and that was late. Was that early 2000s, late 90s?
Late 90s.
Late 90s.
That was again. That might have been the first time he worked with Tarantino.
You know what? That's kind of like a film nerd movie, though.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's I don't think many people are like, my wife's not going to sit down and watch Four Rooms and be like, that was good. But like a film nerd's going to be like, that was really fun.
Well, that's how we experienced it. Me and my buddies who were like Tarantino buffs at the time got that movie and sat down and watched it.
Freddie
Rodriguez, there's a different director in every room, and
my brother
got really
very
into
cool.
that.
My brother's the one that showed that, and True Romance were two movies that my brother were like, hey, you know how we liked this movie? We got to watch this. And my brother and I don't get along very well together. We never really have. Movies were some of the few things we did, and so those are two movies my brother like saw, and he's like, you got to watch this with me, and sat down and like showed me those movies. But other than that, like, the two Die Hard 4 and 5, meh. Right? I like Timothy Olyphant, I like Justin Long, but PG-13 for a film that traditionally was R-rated, and then they shoehorn in the yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. I'm like, God damn it, go fuck yourselves.
Of course,
because they're only allowed one fuck.
We didn't mention Armageddon, so
Armageddon on.
I don't want to miss a thing. So anyway, we could go on and on and on and on and on, but it is time for Pop Quiz Hot Shot. Pop Quiz Hot Shot. Jim is going to play this time, so he is the reigning champ. Who won last time? Casey?
That's right.
I did not win.
Oh, it was Nate. It was Nate by
default.
Nate by default.
By default.
All right, Casey, we're gonna start with you then. We're gonna send this one to you. In which foreign country was Bruce Willis born? A, Russia, B, South Africa, C, Germany, or D, Austria?
D,
Austria is incorrect. Nate to steal.
Oh, that's C, Germany.
That's right.
Alrighty. Nate, question to you. Ranking at number 156 on the list of highest grossing films and earning nearly $673 million,
Jesus.
What was Bruce Willis's highest grossing film? A, The Sixth Sense, B, Armageddon, C, Live Free or Die Hard, or D, The Fifth Element?
Fifth Element, D.
That is incorrect.
Live Free or Die Hard.
Jim to steal, Live Free or Die Hard is incorrect.
It's Armageddon, motherfucker.
Armageddon.
Casey to steal.
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
God damn it.
The answer is The Sixth Sense.
God
Are you
damn.
serious?
I mean, that movie was crazy.
I mean, I knew that movie was crazy, but I did not
gonna say.
expect it to fucking gross that much.
Okay.
So he grossed out of
Insane.
action movies.
Insane.
Yes.
God damn.
We since we went round robin, we're going right back to Nate for that one.
I'm still shocked.
I don't know because he stole. It's my question.
Fuck you.
Because he stole Casey's question, then he went to him.
In 1987, Bruce Willis released his first album, The Return of Bruno. The hit single from the album was a cover of the Staple Singers song Respect Yourself. What number did this single reach on the Billboard chart? A, number 21, B, number 36, C, number 5, or D, number 40?
What was B again?
21, 36, 5, or 40.
I'm gonna go with 21.
No.
Fucking cocksucker.
Casey to steal.
Can I get the question again?
In 1987.
No, buddy, just pick A, B, A, C, or D.
Roll the dice.
I promise you're not.
His number one hit from his album was a cover of a song called "Respect Yourself." What number did it?
I'm gonna
reach
go
on
with
Billboard?
D because I love it.
D. So it's number 36 or number 5, Nate. That is your
36. Final answer.
The answer is it reached
5.
a whopping number
right.
5.
So by
My
default, I get the point.
God, that's pretty good.
No one gets it.
No one gets that point. Nobody got the
A
point on the last
5.
one either.
I'm impressed.
I didn't think there was a shot in hell he had a top 10.
No way.
I thought 21 was generous.
Okay, speaking of the return of Bruno, we're not going to get into that. We're on him now, right?
Cocksucking
So,
motherfucker.
Casey, this is your
You just
question.
wanted me to lose my title.
With the exception of a made-for-TV movie called The Return of Bruno, Willis only has one film writing credit. For which film is he credited as a writer? A, The Last Boy Scout, B, Hudson Hawk, C, The Jackal, or D, 12 Monkeys?
A.
A, The Last Boy Scout is incorrect. Nate with the chance to steal.
Hudson
What?
Hawk.
Hudson
That's
Hawk
right.
is the correct
I knew that.
answer.
Oh yeah.
Who's
He's winning by default.
two?
Two zip.
Two zip.
You got to give me 2 in a row to get a chance to beat him now.
Well, we're on the last question, and it's for you.
Okay, well then it's worth 5 points.
Let's make it interesting. Spice up the odds here.
Hey, I don't care. I mean, the points
do
are
it.
irrelevant.
Yep, 5 points.
All right, 5 points.
This could be
is
it for you.
This is the winner. This is the winner. In which 1996 movie does Bruce Willis portray a degenerate named Muddy looking to hire hitmen to kill his criminal wife? A, The Whole 9 Yards. B, The Whole 10 Yards. C, Beavis and Butthead Do America. D, 4 Rooms.
Beavis and Butthead.
That's
That
right.
is correct.
Oh my god.
Yes,
nice.
he is the voice of Muddy in
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead Do America. that was my favorite question.
That was your favorite question, not the stupid Bruno fucking question? You cunt.
Guys, we could again, like I feel like I say this about everybody, we could go on and on and on and on and on about Bruce Willis, but unfortunately he's not making any more films.
And one thing I will say is, like, unfortunately, his last
yeah.
15 films, most
Yeah.
of them were You know what I do actually, now that we know what's wrong with him,
Yeah.
just kind of I think he knew. And so
Oh,
I think he was
jumping on
making
every script,
film
yes.
he could
Yes.
just to make as much money as possible. Hey, here's $5 million to do this direct to video. Here's $5 million to do this
Yeah.
direct to video.
Yeah.
I think that explains his choice of films over the last 10 years.
Regardless of what he's made over the last 10 years, he's left a legacy before that.
Fuck yeah, he has.
Obviously
No nukes.
obviously we hope he does as best he can with what he has.
I don't know how he's not. I mean, he's not going to get better.
No. So-
I just hope it's painless and peaceful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is all I can say about that. And I hope Demi's okay.
Yeah. And their kids.
And their
yeah,
kids.
everything, so.
Weird kind of relationship they always had is like for all of the divorced couples in Hollywood, they were like the only one that actually like
Yeah,
stayed friends.
He was like friends with Ashton Kutcher.
Apparently they
like
like during COVID, like Bruce stayed
dude,
with them.
They co-parent like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude. They're amazing. So
Bruce Willis is amazing.
Demi might be. We might have to add her to the list.
Yippee ki yay, motherfucker! That's how I'm gonna end it.
Alrighty. Thank you guys.